Professionalism is a really big piece of what we do, and I think it's what separates us from a lot of the other ambulance services out there. My name is Ryan Thorne, and I am the founder and CEO of Thorne Ambulance Service. We provide ambulatory and wheelchair level service primarily to our nursing home customers, and we also provide basic and advanced life support ambulance services to hospitals and also in 911 mutual aid situations. Most people in the community, when they see an ambulance, they don't think, is this a for-profit ambulance? Is this a government-run ambulance service? All they see is an ambulance. And so we wanted to bridge that gap. The idea of Thorne Ambulance Service actually came from my personal experience in the field as a paramedic. At the age of 22, I had been in the field of EMS for about 4 years at that time, and I had a lot of interactions with a lot of the private ambulance services. I just didn't feel that patients were getting the service that they deserved from their ambulance providers. And I really wasn't all that confident in their abilities based on the way that they dressed. They had a lack of a uniform standard. Timeliness just did not seem to be of importance to a lot of the services out there, and that was a big part of the reason that I started Thorne Ambulance Service. I truly felt, even at 22, that I could really make an impact to create that organization that was going to bring that consistent and quality patient care to the people that needed the services. Our vision for Thorne Ambulance Service is to take quality care to anyone who is in need. When I initially started the company, I knew that it would require some really great people to join our team. I never would hire, even to this day, will not hire anyone that I do not feel would provide an exceptional level of care to even my own family. The passion that I had on day one of starting Thorne Ambulance Service is the same burning desire that I have 10 years later.
Ryan does what he does because he genuinely cares about EMS. He wants to change the way that private ambulance services are viewed. He wants the message to get out that this is a company who takes professionalism serious.
I believe Ryan saw the need in Greenville where patients were needing that higher standard of care, and he decided to do something about it. The thing that I love most about Thorne is the patients themselves. Everyone has a unique story to tell.
One of the reasons Thorne has been so successful is we've always centered all our aspects towards patient care at the end of the day. We make sure we provide that caring, compassionate professionalism towards our patients. We get to know them on a personal level.
Our commitment every single call, every single time, is the motto in which we live by. This is where compassion meets professionalism. As a new employee here, a new member of the team, I'm out in public, like at the Fresh Market, putting a gift basket together with Ryan Thorne, and people are telling me stories. But this one particular time, I went to the doctor. So I go into the local urgent care, I pull out my insurance card. The insurance card has Thorne Ambulance Service. So the receptionist starts fanning out. Oh my gosh, you work for Thorne. She began to tell me this amazing story. She said when my grandmother was alive, she would not let anyone else transport her but Thorne. And when my grandmother passed away, we were thinking as a family, who would Grandma want to carry her one more time? She said that Thorne Ambulance was the pallbearers at her grandmother's funeral because her grandmother wouldn't want anyone else to carry her one more time but Thorne. That's the type of patient care when not only it's felt by the patient, but it's also felt by the family. And when a family is trying to make a decision in a very difficult time that I can so relate to, and you think of Thorne, that's patient care at its best.
All right, well, thank you all for being here and learning a little bit more about Thorne Ambulance. I appreciate you being a part of our very first virtual career fair. Hopefully this is something we can do on a regular basis, try to answer some questions that you may have about our industry, about our field, and potentially just questions specific to Thorne Ambulance Service and how we could potentially jumpstart your career or help you extend your career with some of the opportunities that we presently have available. So tonight, I want to share with you a couple of these objectives here. We want to share our story with you, tell you what it is we do and why we do it, and why it should matter to you. I'll also cover some of the services that we provide as an ambulance and wheelchair provider. I'll talk to you a little bit about our future as an organization, but then I'll share with you some of our current career opportunities, and then we'll transition into discussing your future and the career growth potential that you will have as a team member at Thorne Ambulance Service. In addition, we'll talk about some of the training and support services that our company offers to our team members. We'll discuss compensation. And then at the end, I'll have an opportunity for you to ask any questions and provide any answers to those questions, and then open up to just general discussion. So I encourage you throughout the presentation, if you would like, in the chat box should be on the right-hand side of your screen, please feel free to ask any questions that you have or provide any comments and feedback to us, and we will review those at the end of the presentation. So to begin with, Thorn Ambulance Service was founded in 2010. As a paramedic, I felt that I had a vision for EMS and how to make our industry better than it was at that time. I still feel that way today, almost 11 years later, when I take a look at the industry around us and I look at all of the changes that we've experienced, not only in our area within South Carolina, but when you look at EMS across the board, across the nation, and even across the world, the various things that are happening and changing and the evolution that we are experiencing in this industry, it not only continues to invigorate and excite me about my career in EMS, but it also helps us better understand the future and the vision for Thorn Ambulance Service. And so that's the reason we began in January of 2010, and that's the reason we still do what we do today, over 10 years later. As I said, we are owned and operated by a paramedic. So I maintain National Registry certification at the paramedic level, go to in-service just like everybody else in the field. And so I maintain my engagement in that regard as it relates to our field. In addition, we are family owned and operated. My father and I actually own Thorn Ambulance Service, and my mother is actually a certified ambulance coder with the company. So we are very, very involved on the leadership side and throughout the organization. And at Thorn Ambulance Service, we invest in our people, our equipment, and our vehicles. We believe that when we show up at the front door of a patient's house, when we show up at the hospital to pick somebody up, or at the nursing home, we need to have the most competent and qualified personnel, utilizing the highest quality equipment, and in the latest and greatest vehicles offered within our industry. Some of the services that we provide and that you would provide as a team member at Thorn Ambulance include basic life support. Oftentimes, our basic life support services are providing non-emergency transports to skilled nursing facilities or assisted living communities, providing hospital discharges and transfers to area hospitals and medical centers, event standbys, which is an exciting opportunity that many of our EMTs take advantage of, whether it be a sporting event or a large concert. We have a number of standbys that we have during the months, and depending on the season, we may have more, we may have less. And in addition, we do respond to some emergencies at the basic life support level. In addition to those services, we are an advanced life support provider. And so this involves higher acuity patients involving interfacility transfers from one medical facility to another. We also assist with emergency transfers, and these may be patients who are on ventilators, maybe suffering from a stroke, or maybe having a heart attack. And so we provide those 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In addition, we do provide emergency responses for 911 type calls. We also provide mutual aid assistance to the counties that we are located in and surrounding counties. And just as I stated in the basic life support section, we also do provide event standby coverage at the paramedic level. So currently, one of the customers we work with is the Bon Secours Wellness Arena in Greenville. And all of the concerts, sporting events, and other large-scale events that come in there, we do provide paramedic level service at those events for that venue, and do respond to 911 calls while we are there. Outside of what we do in the field, we have a 24/7 communication center. So any time of day that you call Thorn Ambulance, day or night, holiday or not, you will have a Thorn Ambulance Service team member answering the phone or responding to you on the radio. We also have an in-house billing department that we've had since November of 2012, where we bill all of our Medicare and commercial insurance claims. And we also have an education and instruction department that assists with not only providing educational opportunities to our team members, but also to our external customers as well. So just to give you an idea of some of the services that we provide and some of the partners that we have in the healthcare community and in the venue community, this gives you kind of a brief overview of some of those partners that we have. So I'll have you take a look at that for a moment. So what do we do? How frequently do we do it? We run approximately 20,000 transports a year. That's between our ambulance and wheelchair divisions. On top of the transports that we provide, We also do approximately 300 event standbys per year. We are probably one of the busiest ambulance services in the upstate as it relates to not only transports, but those event standbys. We also have some interesting requests for service that come through every now and again involving long distance transports, which to date, our longest distance trip has been to New York City. We also assist with hurricane evacuations and have deployed over the last 3 years consecutively to the coast of South Carolina. And we also recently assisted with a hospital relocation project in Kentucky. So there are always opportunities, even outside of the coverage area that we provide in the upstate of South Carolina, for us to extend those services out to other states and other areas, depending on the need. So what does our future look like? At Thorne Ambulance Service, we're going to continue to build a positive reputation in the upstate. And the way that we're going to do that is by promoting candidates from within the organization into leadership positions. We believe that when you walk in the door at Thorne Ambulance and become a member of our team, you harness the ability and the compassion and the passion to advance your career with our organization. And so it is our goal to promote people from inside the organization as we continue to grow, not only in the Greenville market, but as we expand across South Carolina. We're also going to expand our clinical care capabilities to advance our industry. We're going to maintain pace with current trends and recommendations, but we're also taking a hard look at the critical care paramedic protocols and community paramedicine programs. As a matter of fact, our clinical manager, Dave Hudon, sits on the advisory panel for the critical care program in South Carolina and is actively assisting in developing those protocols. We're also looking at, as I said before, expansion into new markets within South Carolina. And so again, there will be promotional opportunities for internal candidates before we offer those to anybody outside of the organization. So we're going to continue to make that investment into our organization, not only in the equipment and vehicles that we put out on the road, but also in the providers that we put on the streets, the people that we put behind the mic and the phones in our dispatch office, and those in our billing department. So there is absolutely an opportunity for you to grow within this organization. So what does your future growth potential look like? For a lot of emergency medical technicians, they like to think about going on to paramedic school. And maybe that's in the cards for you. Maybe you're not sure if that's of interest to you. But fortunately, at Thorne Ambulance Service, we have other opportunities for you to advance your career as an EMT, whether or not you choose to become a paramedic. Some of those opportunities include becoming a field training officer, communication specialist, and you may be asking yourself, how is that in the lineup? Well, most organizations see communications and field providers as two very separate individuals. At Thorne Ambulance Service, we see the communication specialist as a promotional opportunity from the EMT position. We believe that by putting clinically competent people in our communications department, it makes us far more effective as an organization, and it gives you another opportunity to grow within the organization. We also have a position in our logistics department, so logistics technician, who assists with maintaining compliance on all of our vehicles and tracks the maintenance and repairs that need to be conducted on our fleet. We've also had EMTs that move into our billing department to become billing specialists, working on submitting claims, and their clinical knowledge helps tremendously when they move to the billing department because they understand the verbiage that EMTs use in their patient care reports. And last but not least, we also have field supervisor positions that are available to our EMTs. So again, these are now 5 other opportunities as an EMT that you will have to grow within Thorne Ambulance Service. In addition to those opportunities, we also have a disaster area response team, also known as DART. And so what the DART team does is they assist with some of those hospital relocation projects, hurricane evacuations, and also the repatriation efforts that occur post-evacuation, and then any other special assignments that we may receive as an organization. And so while there are a number of folks who want to be a part of those deployments, the ones who are on the DART team have first priority in being sent to those response areas. So if you come into the organization as a unit operator, somebody who might work on our wheelchair van, you can transition to becoming an EMT through our EMT scholarship program. All you have to do is be a full-time team member at Thorne Ambulance Service, and you will be eligible for us to send you to that EMT program. And you won't miss any of your hours in the process. You'll be able to maintain full-time employment while you're going through EMT school. In addition, we have an EMT to paramedic transition program completed through our paramedic scholarship program. We have 2 EMTs who are about to finish that program, and we're going to be opening up our scholarship for the next round of participants coming up in the new year. We also encourage our paramedics to become critical care paramedics as we prepare our organization to transition to the critical care level. So what's the catch? Sometimes people think that sounds too good to be true. Well, the catch is there is an eligibility requirement that is specifically related to the length of service that you've given to Thorne Ambulance Service. If you show true potential and you meet our length of service requirements, you are eligible for any one of these programs. In addition, and especially for the paramedic program, we do require an ongoing commitment to Thorne Ambulance Service. And again, it's going to vary based on the length of the program and the cost of the program. But we really want to not only assist you in growing your career, but we want you to continue to be an asset to our team even after you accomplish your educational goals. As far as training and support, we do have a 5-day field orientation with a field training officer at minimum. So if you need additional time, let's say you're a new EMT coming out of school, we can absolutely provide you additional time for you to continue to become comfortable and feel competent in your role. And it won't be until after your field training officer and the clinical manager sign you off that you'll be eligible for second person status on an ambulance. We also offer an online in-service training program with flexible schedules. So what that means is if you're somebody who likes to be up late at night or you're a night shifter, we have an in-service training option for you. If you work during the day and you want to do all your in-service on the weekends, there's an in-service training option for you. So it is incredibly flexible. We've had some tremendous feedback from our field crews, and I personally use the online in-service training as well. Dave, our clinical manager, also offers hands-on skills labs for our staff so that everybody maintains competence with the equipment that we utilize, especially when it comes to our ventilators and cardiac monitors. We also offer BLS classes, ACLS, PALS, and CEVO classes to our team members. And in the future, or coming soon, we will offer PHTLS and AMLS classes as well. So what about scheduling? That's something we hear a lot about in our industry. And a lot of companies are still doing that day-to-day schedule where you're not even sure what time you're coming into work tomorrow. But that's not how we do it at Thorne Ambulance. What we do is we produce a schedule on a monthly basis. So there's no day-to-day guessing. And we offer permanent and or rotating schedules depending on your shift preference and depending on what is available currently. We conduct all of this through our makeshift scheduling app, which places the controls into your hands. It allows you to see when the open shifts are available, and it also gives you the power to put any shifts up for bid that you're looking to give away or any swaps that you want to do with a fellow team member. So you have a tremendous amount of control and visibility within that platform, and you can do a lot with your schedule. If you're somebody who likes a lot of overtime, I promise you, you're going to love this. You're going to love this application. In addition, we have ADP Workforce Now, which is kind of our central hub. So that's where our payroll and paid time off is handled. You'll have the ability to see all of your pay stubs, W-2s, and other important information like that. That's also the location where we house all of our important news and information that we want to get out to our team members. Aside from that, we do have our standard operating guidelines and clinical guidelines available in that platform. And one of the coolest things that we have on this ADP Workforce Now platform is the discounts, whether it's cell phone service, whether it's some type of shopping you want to do. I even think they have some type of vacations or group outings on there. So it's regularly changing. There's all kinds of really cool discounts, and it's an added benefit of being a team member at Thorne Ambulance Service. Compensation. So we do offer competitive wages at Thorne Ambulance Service. And oftentimes people ask me, what is it you pay an hour for an EMT, or what is it you pay an hour for a paramedic? Well, it really depends. It depends on your education level, it depends on your educational goals, and it depends on your experience, both in and outside of the industry. And so we take a look at every single candidate that comes through the door. We take a look at their resume, we take a look at their work history, and we develop a salary or an hourly rate that we believe meets your education and experience level. Once you're onboarded as a team member at Thorne Ambulance, we offer benefits, medical, dental, vision, and life. And we also have paid time off, which surprisingly we let people use after just 90 days on the job. And that's something you don't typically see in an ambulance service. We also have a referral bonus opportunity so that if you bring somebody in from another service or fresh out of school, you will have the ability to make $750 for every full-time referral that you make to the organization. And there's absolutely no cap on that at all. So if you bring 10 people in the organization, you could have a nice bonus coming your way. And speaking of bonuses, we do offer an annual bonus after 1 year on the job. And so this is something we've been able to do every year for the 10 years that we've been an organization, because we continue to be, we continue to grow, we continue to be successful. And so when we're successful, we want you to experience the reward for that as well. And so that's why we've been able to offer a bonus to all of our full-time team members after the 1-year mark within our organization. In addition, we do offer annual increases. We have longevity increases that occur every 5 years, so it's a higher percentage increase over your annual increases. We have plenty of overtime opportunities, whether you desire to pick those up on regular field shifts, or if you're looking to do some type of event standby shifts, there's always plenty of overtime. This is EMS. And we do have promotional positions that are going to equate to a compensation increase. So depending on how you move up within the organization, that is also going to affect your pay in a positive way. So what are the current career opportunities that we have at Thorne Ambulance? Right now, we're looking for a number of EMTs to join our team, looking for both full-time and part-time team members in our Greenville and Lawrence offices. It's even better if you're willing to work in both locations. So please indicate that when you meet with Shonda, our administrative manager, in reference to your interview and potentially coming on board. We also have unit operator positions for our wheelchair and ambulance division in both Lawrence and Greenville. So we're doing a lot of hiring right now as we continue to see increases in our call volume and increases in opportunities across our coverage areas. So to apply for a position or to ask any questions you may have about our benefits package, go ahead and visit our website at thorneambulance.com or email a resume or your questions to simpkins@thorneambulance.com. And there's a picture of Shonda Simpkins right there. Again, she is our administrative manager and handles all of our human resources functions. So go ahead, and especially if you're just watching this as a recording, feel free to ask any questions you have or provide any feedback in the comment section on the social media page. And I'll certainly try to get back to every question that's asked even after this video is posted.